Hi, I'm Alessio Cavatore, and I'm a great fan of rock roar.
I'm Gordie Benson of Mountain Games. I'm a great fan of Orgullo.
What's up, Wargamer? Here's Rocro from Field Central Studio in Spain. Thanks to the online store Mirmidonia, we have here in 4-1 the starter of Marifox Dark Death. The miniature looks really amazing and they have done a really good job with the sprue. So, if you want to see the stats of the miniature, the unbox and the miniature how they look painted and finished, stay tuned. De plegamo! Jacob Lynch, Master, belongs to the faction of the Newborns and 10 Thunders. Has a soulstone cost of 2 and is unique. The stats are the following: Walk 4, Charge 6, Height 2, Willpower 6, Casting 6, Defense 5, Wounds 8. Ranged attack: Hold out pistol, range 8, combat 5, damage 2, 3, and 4. Hungering Darkness, Spirit Totem Jacob Lynch. Belongs to the faction of the Newborns and 10 Thunders. The soulstone costs are included in another miniature. He is unique. The stats are the following: Walk 5, Charge 8, Height 3, Willpower 6, Casting 7, Defense 4, Wounds 7. Melee attack 10 drills, range 3, combat 6, damage 2, 4, and 6. The Illuminated, Brilliance, belongs to the faction of the Newborns. Has a soulstone cost of 6. The stats are the following: Walk 5, Charge 8, Height 2, Willpower 6, Casting 5, Defense 5, Wounds 6. Melee attack: Alternate Brilliance, range 2, combat 5, damage 2, 4, and 5. Ranged attack: Scintillating Cloud, range 8, combat 4, damage 3, 4, and 5. The Marifox starter box of Dark Depth has a really good illustration in the front. We can see Jacob Lynch, the Spirit, and the Hungering Darkness. If we turn around the box, we will find some 3D render stacks give us a look how the miniatures look, and the designs are: we find the Jacob Lynch, the Hungering Darkness, and the 3 illuminated 5 miniatures in total. So let's open the box and look what is inside it. First, we find here the sprue. Let's put this aside. And you can see the sprue has a lot of pieces and some of them little one. So, what's else? We have some cards and the basis of these games. In the box there are 5 stat cards, each and any one of them for one of the miniature. They have a really good illustration in the front, so you can know which is about it. Jacob Lynch and the Hungry Darkness share color because they are from the same 2 factions. On the back side you can see all the stats, really good explain it, and inside, if we open it, there is all ability explanation. They are really good explain it, so you can access fast and quick during gameplay and read them. The same happens with all the cards of this set. Really good made. In the Malifox brew there are a ton of pieces, and some of them are really small and thin. I think the detail of the pieces are really quite good, and it's really incredible how they have managed to fit all those pieces in one single sprue. Now let's look in detail. For that we will make a little zoom on it. Because all miniatures are divided in different pieces, it makes me a little difficult to see the overall of each and one miniature. Here we have one illuminated, all the body. Then we have the creature that grows from his back, some pieces of that creature, the overhead and the jaws of that creature. Now you see the details are really neat, and it's maybe difficult. Here are all little arms. This one is from Jacob Lynch. And we have also here one half on the skirt of another illuminated, and here is another. If we move the sprue a little, you can see it better here. Here are some pieces of the illuminated too, and here's some halves. The details on all of them are really good, and it's sad that I can't show you everything in one piece, but the details are really neat. On the bottom of the sprue, we have here the Hungry Darkness. It looks really incredible. This is a half body of it. You can see all the details. And we have here on the other side the tentacles of that miniature. These go on the bottom side of the Hungry Darkness. Then we have here the skeleton. It looks really nice with the clothes and the little cards coming out the scheme. And there is here the body of Jacob Lynch, the feet and the overbody with the clothes. We have also here the head and the hat of Jacob Lynch. And here are some of the big hands of the illuminated with tentacles and claws. If we turn around the sprue, we can see better the head of Jacob Lynch here, and we can also see the body of the skeleton here coming out of the steam and all the cards in it. So here on the top side is the head of the skeleton. As you can see, all pieces are gathered around the sprue, and may be a little difficult to put them together. But all pieces around the sprue, as you can see here and here, have letters and numbers. The letter shows which miniature you are gluing, and the number shows what pieces are you gluing to. If you follow this guide, it shouldn't be too difficult to get all pieces together. Here we have the Dark Depth set painted. I think I have achieved a really nice result, and the color scheme I have repeated them in all of the miniatures to give them a look as the same group or band. Also, for everything magic and spiritual, I have used some purple tone, like the skeleton or the Hungry Darkness, or the spirit that comes out of the back of the illuminated. And for clothes, I have used some green and red. Maybe I have used also some black and bleached bone in one of them to give them more details, and a yellowish green for the arms or mutated parts of the miniature. Let's start with Jacob Lynch. You can see the final result is really neat. Dark green for the suit and some red from the inner side of the suit, and for the skeleton and the fire I used bleach bone and violet. For the violet I mixed it with white and gave them successive highlights, so I reached this bright result on it. and for the skeleton bleached bone with some ink and dry brushes of bleached bone. For the cards I used some white and made with a little detail pencil the little figures on it so it looks really realistic like playing cards. For Jacob Lynch I used a dark green for the suit, mixed it with some bleached bone for the highlights, and we used also a dark red for the inner side and highlighted also with bleached bone mixed with that red. I use a lot of bleached bone for highlights. I use it rather than white because I like it more, and in some case I use including yellow. The final results of the miniatures are for me really good, and I think the look of it in overall it's really great. For the skin I use some basic skin and with some washes and highlights. If you can turn now the miniature around, you can really see the details, how it looks, the skeleton on the backside. It's really incredible. Here we have the Hunger in Darkness, the companion of Jacob Lynch in this starter box. The miniature looks really cool when it has been painted. I think it's really easy to paint. It hasn't a lot of difficulties for all newcomers. With some simple techniques you can really achieve a good effect because all the details this miniature has. I used the violet, that is a mix of dark blue with magenta, and some bleached bone for the teeth and the dark red for the mouth. Now, the first I mix the two colors, make a base coat, and while it's fresh I give them successive highlights with some white, and anytime I put some more white in the mix until I achieve this final result that gives it a really nice look. For the teeth and tentacles I use bleached bone, some washes, and afterwards some highlights to make it more brighter. And for the inside of the mouth, a dark red and some details of the little teeth that it has in the mouth. Afterwards I used for the eyes some orange so I can break the color scheme and give it another detail that stands really out. The orange is highlighted with some yellow and shadowed with some red. Overall, I think I have achieved a really nice result with that miniature too, and painted in no time. The first illuminated looks really amazing, and the result I have achieved is really great. You can see here on the back side it grows this creature out of it, and I tried to mix the skin colors with the different parts, the creature and the arms, so it gives a little nice transition. For the creature I used the same violet as the other one, same happens with the fingers and the teeth, and the inside of the mouth the same a dark red. If you give a look at the miniature on the chest, it's really detailed. I have used a base color, shadowed with a dark ink, and gave them really high highlights so the muscles stands out and are easy to see. Here you can see also how I use the same dark green in two different ways. One is with the trousers. Here I have mixed it for the highlights with some bleached bone, like I did with Jacob Lynch, and the other one of the use are of the arm. In the arm I used the same green and gave it some highlights with the dry brush technique, going each time further with the mix with a really bright yellow in the arm. With those dry brush I get this nice result on it. You can see it looks really different. Then on this side where the arm gets together with the chest, I did the same. I mixed some skin color with green and make a little transition between them. Then we have the belts and the boots in a dark brown and highlighted with a clear color. It's really simple. I'm really satisfied with the result with this miniature. We have also glued a stone on the backside so the miniature stands properly on the base. We have here the second illuminated. It's a woman that has some tentacles out of the mouth and really grown out jaws. For the color scheme, it's really like the others. I use some dark red for the underskirt, and for the upper side of the cloth, some bleached bone. The red is the same I used before. It's a dark red with a medium red and cleared or mixed with bleached bone with the highlights. For the upper part of the clothes, some bleached bone with washes and highlights. For the tentacles and the jaws, I used the same green I used before in the arms of the other illuminated. It's a dark green mixed with yellow and given it successive highlights. For the skin tone, I used some base color, washes and highlights, really easy. Then the detail of the hair, I wanted to give it so a brownish look, yellow brownish, and it wanted also to look old and wasted, not a really nice, brilliant hair. I wanted to get a really wasted and dirty look. You can see on the backside also the skirt with really less work can you achieve a nice result on the cloth because it has a lot of details. This is the third illuminated, one of my favorites miniature on this starter set. It looks really amazing. We have put some stone on the base so it gives even a better look with this cool posture it has. You can see I used the same color scheme, only I don't use it on the trousers because I thought that if I use red, I don't like it, and if I use the green on the trouser, it would be too much green between the arms and the bases. And I thought it would be better to use black and break the color scheme a little. Now, the work of this miniature is the same. We have the color leather for the shoes and the belts. And we use also the same green for these arms as before. It's dark green highlighted with yellow that I achieve a really good result dry brushing it. Now, if we turn around this miniature, you can see better the transition of the arms here and how nice it looks. For the clothes, I use bleached bone, and also for the shirt. The shirt has a mix of brown and black ink, and afterwards some highlights in bleached bone. In this miniature, in the face, we use some skin tone, highlighted and washes as previous in the other miniatures. For the hair, I use a little more yellowish tone than before, but I wanted to achieve the same result of a colorless and dirty hair. In the base, we used some dry brushes of different browns, and for the stone, we used the black, gray, and highlight with a lighter gray. It's really easy to get this miniature to look so nice. Here can you see now why I use the black trousers. It breaks the scheme. It would be too much between the arms, the trousers, and the grass of the base. So I get the viewer to look directly to the arms. That it's the most important part of this miniature. All miniature scenes together looks really amazing. This is my color scheme I have chosen. You can obviously choose any if you want. You could use it, for example, some green and yellow like I use for the arms for the magic of the essence. It would look really nice and change the colors. For me, it was most important to give a look. They are part of some group or gang, and I have achieved that using the same colors and repeat them in each and any one of those miniatures. They are pretty easy to paint, and in 1 or 2 after rooms you can make it.
Airlanes ready for takeoff.
Oh no, Dios mío, es horrible. Destruirán a Hobby. No, Dios santo. Las miniaturas, escaparemos del infierno.